Okay, so do we call to order this meeting for SHAC on, on October 28, 2024? Everybody in agreement for us calling a meeting for today? Yes? Okay, verification of agenda posting. It has been posted on the website. So one of the things that we want to briefly talk about for parents and for members that are here today, what is SHAC? And I can't see. SHAC stands for School Health Advisory Council, and it's pretty much a group of people that have been appointed by a school district. Some of you parents have wondered, like, how did I get involved? Well, y'all were nominated by or selected by your principal, asked by your principal, hey, can you help us out and be a representative for our school? And what y'all do is y'all come in along with our vital resources here within our community and also our school leaders, and we come together and we make informed decisions or make recommendations so that we can take to the school board on school health advisory. And I'm not going to go over everything, but just know that we impact health education. We also help the communication between parents and community stakeholders. We also promote a lot of the safety, like I said, food and nutrition. The law requires a SHAC meeting to meet at least 4 times a year. Okay, so we did meet sometime in August for our health curriculum, and I'm going to give you a little brief update on that. And then this is our second meeting, and then we'll have 2 more at the end. Okay, the SHAC committee also requires us to have a vice chair and a secretary. A vice chair is a person that is going to be working side by side with me and helping me pretty much decide, like, hey, do we put this on the agenda? Do you want to talk about this? This is a good resource. And secretary is to write minutes, to take minutes, take notes of our meeting. So basically, the law requires us to have parents be our vice chair and our secretary. So we have 3 parents, which is very good. So I would like to know who would like to help out. And guys, and mom or dad, I will do all the work. I'll just let you all know this is what's happening. And if you have any ideas you want to bring to the table to the next meeting, that'd be great. Remember, we only meet 4 times out of the year. We've already met 2. We may have to meet at least 3. Okay? It is just like, you know, if I let Ms. Chapa, say that Ms. Chapa was my parent, I'd be like, Ms. Chapa, this is the agenda. What do you think? Or do you think, what do we need to add to it? And I would communicate with you. The secretary would be, if Ms. Chapa was our secretary, she would just take notes for me for the meeting, and then I would rewrite them, and then we would post them on the website. But those are the 2 roles that are required by SHAC. So I wanted to ask who would like to volunteer to be our co-chair. Anybody? Y'all don't have to be so eager.
I'll do either one. It doesn't matter.
Okay, your name, ma'am?
Karina Jimenez.
Karina Jimenez. Anybody wants to be secretary? Volunteer for secretary?
That's fine, I can do it.
Ma'am, your name?
Jana Sanchez.
Jana Sanchez. Okay. Thank you. So let's all take it to vote. We have Ms. Karina Jimenez as co-chair. All in favor? Aye. Ms. Jana Sanchez as secretary. Aye. Okay. Oh, thank you, ladies, for helping out. No pressure, but I'll be sharing my number. I'll be sharing my number with you all so we can stay in communication with each other. So some of the responsibilities of the SHAC is the goal of La Feria ISD SHAC is to advise La Feria ISD decision makers, and that's our school board, regarding the needs and assess related health knowledge and skills, any policies and procedures that impact student health. We would bring the recommendation, you all make a recommendation, and then we take it to the board. I take it to the board, or we take it to the board and say, look, this is what SHAC is recommending, what do y'all think? We don't make the decisions, we just make recommendations. Anything regarding health or school environment. But as the year goes by, as it passes by, we'll talk a lot about it. I know like Mrs. Coach Campos, she brought in last year, she talked a lot about the health program, no, the sports program, right? How she brought in the heart, was it the heart campaign, ma'am, that you brought in to promote health?
Marathon runners and stuff like that, that's what we did. And then in our PE classes, we did the jumping the rope and stuff like that.
Right.
Hard rock.
And Texas Time, Time Texas, did I get it right?
It's Time Texas.
It's
And
Time.
actually, I have to, we revamped this past September, we changed our name. So they usually know us for, every year in October, we have a statewide conference called Healthier Texas Summit. And so we decided to change our name to that, so we're just now Healthier Texas.
Well, that would be easy to remember for me.
Yes. We would have that problem a lot, and we would just call it ITT for short, and people thought we were a tech company.
Mhm.
So, Healthier Texas, we are here to promote healthier living, we're here to promote community environments, just healthier living. So we help promote programming, we partnered with La Feria ISD, we do a school health improvement plan every year. We give them recommendations on just different things that we can work on, and we make a plan and work on them every year.
And we'll be working on that this year?
Yes, and so every year we guys compete in what we call the Community Challenge. It starts in January, and you download an app, you've probably heard of it. And on this app, you track all your healthy habits. Anything from eating, walking, and a lot of things you're already doing it, but you're not tracking it. So once you start tracking them, you kind of make, a diary, you hold yourself accountable. And every time you do that, you add points. Those points go to your community, to the school district, and you compete against school districts, communities all over Texas. Last year, La Feria won their category. You guys beat a bunch of other school districts. And so this year, we're going to take it further and invite the community to also win. So
Cool.
we'll continue planning on that. I know we're gonna launch it at the diabetes walk.
And when is our diabetes walk? Because I know we would,
We moved it to November the 11th.
oh, that's our board meeting,
Yes.
right? Oh, okay. Ms. Laredo, you have somebody next to you, I forgot her, Ms.
Gloria Parker.
Gloria Carr. You're with the agriculture and food, or?
Yes, I do with Prairie View A&M, and it's the agriculture and health nutrition science.
The health nutrition. One of the things, and Ms. Casas isn't here today, she was under the weather. We do a lot, she's been working with our high school students, secondary, on meal prepping. She provides meal preps. But one of the things that she talked about was that she would like to do some classes on meal prepping for students. So I wonder if that's something that we can have out, promote through SHAC,
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Get with me and we can make a plan.
Yeah, maybe during their lunchtime or doing, sometime during their lunch period that there'll be a mini class on meal prepping. I think that would be something that SHAC can promote. Because she provides the meal preps for them. And they just go, but they're like, Mom, sometimes it doesn't, okay, so it was my son. So, Mom, it doesn't have, it needs a little bit of more flavor, or what can we do to, we can add this to it. But she does like the foods there, it's just that, he would like,
He wants, for it to taste good, that's
Yeah.
important, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yes, well, thank you for reminding me. For many years, La Feria ISD, specifically at the high school, they sponsored and supported a program with the 4-H, because that's part of our school, our program as well. And the 4-H youth participate in a food and nutrition program called it's called Food Show and Food Challenge. And that used to be held, the contest used to be held here for many, many years. I know as far back as the 1980s, because my husband, Bruce Carter, graduated from La Feria, and he got to participate in those here. And so we've still been doing that contest for many years, but somehow we stopped doing it here for whatever reason, and we would love to be able to come and revisit that and be able to sponsor it here, work with your culinary arts. Chef has helped us as a judge in the past. And so we're looking for a Saturday and a Friday evening, so a Friday evening and a Saturday to be able to put this contest. And what the contest entails is for the kids who are 4-Hers, that is a requisite. But La Feria has a huge 4-H club here too, so that we could get a lot of the La Feria students to come in. One, the food show is that they prepare a dish, and it's supposed to be the student who prepares it at home, brings it here, and goes before a panel of judges, and it explains what they made, what the nutritional values of this. So not only are we looking for their culinary skills, but also their presentation skills as well. And then the other contest is called Food Challenge. If y'all are familiar with Chopped, right, and Iron Chef, each team of 3 or 4 students is given a mystery ingredient, and they have access to a food pantry where they can get anywhere from 2 to 5 items, and they as a team will come up with a dish to make. They have 40 minutes to prepare it, prepare their presentation as well, and then they are judged also by a panel of judges to see whose dish was the best and most nutritious. So this is a one at the county level. We do it in January. So hopefully La Bella ISD will like to partner with us again so that we can start doing the events again.
So on the next agenda, I'm gonna reach out to you all for the next meeting, so we can put you on the agenda, so that you can bring your recommendations, and then the SHAC can decide. But I think that's a neat idea.
It would be great to do
Yes,
that.
it would be great. It'd be good. Ma'am, next, the lady in orange, I'm sorry. Yes.
So I'm with Herman County Public Health, more specifically the Healthy Aging and Brain Wellness Program. So we really focus on awareness and education for the senior population, but of course it also ties into community and families. One thing that we're doing right now next month is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. So we have a lot of presentations coming up for not only people living with Alzheimer's or dementia, but also for their caregivers, for any family members. So we have a lot of resources that we are putting together to connect them with the community members. We have seen that with research at UTRGV, the Neuroscience Center, they have been doing a lot of research showing that the Rio Grande Valley does have a really prevalent growth in dementia and Alzheimer's patients, so that is something that is one of our main goals. In kind of in the education aspect, like I mentioned, we are doing a lot of presentations, and although some of them gear more towards the senior population, we do integrate that into schools for if anyone, any family members are dealing with anyone with dementia or Alzheimer's, or any health needs as a family unit. We do have some recommendations. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to share our contacts.
And I think, as some of the administrators here, we've had to deal with some family members of our students that are dealing with that.
Yes.
And they're having difficulty understanding, so I know that there are some cases right now that we're doing.
Yes, definitely, and we noticed that it not only affects the person diagnosed, but their family and their extended family, communication, community, so that is something that we are pushing out.
Okay. Well, thank you. We look forward to working with you. Then we have Ms. Diana Sanchez, but she's my parent. And then we have, ma'am?
Brianna Montoya with Clinical Services and Immunizations. And we're glad to be here to, assist with anything moving forward when it comes to immunization schedules and getting your students to be compliant. My team here is also, I'm fairly new to the role, so a lot of us work together closely, but we're happy to share your resources.
I know one of the goals of SHAC was that for all our seniors that are graduating, that they be 100% on that
Yes.
M-Track, so that when they register for college or they have that, it's already in their in the system.
Right.
Oh, and they also, when they become a certain age, they have their own record of immunization. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
It's the consent form.
The consent form.
Basically, if you don't sign the consent form, by a certain age, you're not on MTRAC anymore. And most of the students, if they don't go to college right after high school, they wait a few years and then they try to go back to school and they need a immunization record. And if they don't sign that consent form by a certain age, it's just not an MTRAC anymore. So it's like you're pulling up their record, but there's nothing there because they never signed a consent form as an adult. So all the shots that they got, you know, a mom misplaced immunization record is just, there's no way of getting it back afterwards.
So I know that our goal at SHAC is 100% of all our graduating seniors should be on.
And this is
get
a
that
Texas database. Anywhere in Texas, they can put up their immunization record.
Okay.
But we like to get them right before they turn that age, graduating high school. So we'd be happy to make sure that we address, you know, the Lafayette High School and when it comes to that, towards that time of the year when they're moving on and graduating, so that they get registered. We can probably do like a day when it comes to like parent night for
Right.
like FAFSA and such. I think those are
And we'll have several of those, yeah.
So it's going to be great to have our organizations team come out and educate on the track and getting all the seniors to sign the consent forms before they.
So we'll also connect with you as well so that we can put y'all on the agenda, all
Yes,
three of you.
definitely.
But thank you so much for coming by. I know that we are going to work closely together this coming school year to improve our health in our community. Do y'all have, administrators, do y'all have any questions at this time? No? The proposed meetings for this coming month would be November. Wow, we're going to meet a lot. November, December, January, February, and March. Oh, I don't know. Do y'all want to, do we need to meet on November for these goals? For the goals and the policy? What do y'all think? Ms. Nancy, what do you think?
The thing is, we don't really have dates available.
We don't have dates?
We don't have, like, our
No?
calendar is like filled.
Yeah, the calendar is full for November, December, but I would recommend starting in December.
Okay, so let's not do November, and we'll do December? Are we okay with that? Do we have time for Healthy Texas?
That would be perfect to launch it for January.
And do we have time also for the growth, for the food meals planning and all that stuff for 4-H?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
And for Ms. Montoya, the immunization? Yes? Okay. Okay, so then we can do December. What other plan, ma'am? What other month? January? Or is January jam-packed?
We haven't gone that far.
I know. But is it with Healthy Texas? Do we have to meet for Healthy Texas?
I mean, it would be good if we went in January, that's when it kicks off, and our way we can.
And then we do one in March?
And then March is the kick.
Okay, so then we do December, January, and March? Okay. All in favor for proposed meetings for next month, for the next coming school year, December of 2024 and January and March of 2025? Are you good with that? All in favor? Okay. Okay, let's talk about the health services. One of the reports is, like I told you all, sometime in August we met. Mr. Flores worked closely with a group of team, with his team, and we did a health curriculum. Do you want to talk about that, sir?
Sure. The curriculum that we purchased for our elementary up into junior high is called CATCH. So our elementary PE coaches are doing 2 lessons during PE time, and then at the junior high they have classes. Our 7th graders, I think, are currently in there right now.
7th grade is doing it with the health class. They have a health teacher.
And the 8th graders will be serviced with this curriculum next semester. So it's new. It's a new initiative that our district is taking to help bringing not just health, but mental awareness as well, because it's both topics together. And then at our high school, our juniors are currently taking a health class, but their curriculum is called clinical health. So half of the juniors are being serviced right now, and the other half will be serviced next semester. So it's a new initiative. The high school health class will count as a local elective. It's not necessary, it's not needed, it's a local credit that the students will get.
And on the 7th grade, when we're also doing, starting up on, or is it up from 6th grade and up, we're doing fentanyl?
Fentanyl, yes, from 6th grade on up, there'll be fentanyl presentations. The CATCH curriculum has the lessons for both secondary and elementary. The Glen Code does not have fentanyl, but through CATCH, we can do fentanyl presentations starting with 6th grade up to high school.
Okay. Any questions on this health curriculum report from Mr. Flores?
Is
Yes,
there
ma'am.
opportunity to integrate what E&M is doing into that curriculum, or you have to follow the CAT curriculum?
No, I'm sure the teachers are really more than welcome to see outside resources on it, what it is, but we can certainly look at it.
The reason I ask is because I know that you offer a senior program that's either like a 5-week course or 8 weeks, where it's like once a week you'll go do exercises or healthy eating habits, that kind of thing. And so I was just thinking, rather than a one-time thing, if it's an actual program that kids can sign up for, then there's a start and an end. It's not just a one-time thing, kind of like the curriculum you have for the senior programs. I know that it
We
works
have
really well.
different levels, yes. We have, for the upper levels, we have something called teen cuisine, where not only they're learning about nutrition, but it's also some hands-on cooking as well. So that's that one. And then we have one for the lower grade levels, from 3rd grade on up, and that one's called Choose Health, Food, Fun, and Fitness. That one's an 8-week. The teen cuisine is about the same as well. And so you typically they're not any less than 6 consecutive weeks, but both of them are learning nutrition, activity, and some, if they're not preparing food hands-on, they're getting a healthy recipe demonstration as well, that they can take home, and they get family newsletters that they take home, say this is what we did in class today, this is the recipe we had, we really loved it, mom and dad, let's make it at home too. So we'll be more than happy to meet with you and discuss the curriculums.
That's good. Okay, we'll put all that on our next. Any other questions or concerns at this time for SHAC? All in favor for dismissal, adjournment? Are we good? Aye. Okay. Okay, so then we'll see you all again in December, okay? Thank you, it was nice meeting you all. I hope to see you all sort of more. Of all days for me to not bring my glasses, I can't see. Monday.
Ms. Ramos, will there be dates as far as like when, that way the parents can know ahead of time?
Yes, we usually start letting parents know 2 or 3 weeks before. Is that plenty of time, or do you want me to?
Sure. I didn't know if it was a standing like every second Monday or.
Well, no, it's because we have to change it with some of our activities in our school campus calendar. But when we start working in November, I'll start working on December 2, and then I'll send you all a date. Okay? But thank you, ma'am. We'll be more active as